Here are the 9 contestants preparing for today's show. As a team, they could earn a prize fund of £10,000, but just one of them will take the money away. The others will leave with nothing, as one by one their teammates vote them the weakest link.
Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 9 people in the studio here today could win up to £10,000. They don't know each other, however. If they want the prize money, they'll have to work as a team. But 8 of them will leave with nothing, as round by round we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
My name is Cliff. I'm 53. I'm a company director and I work in the saddle industry in Walsall.
Hello, I'm David from Edinburgh. I'm 40 years of age and I am a facilities management officer.
My name's Laura, I'm 21 and I'm an English and Latin literature student from Warwickshire.
My name is Paul, I'm 37, I live in Lincoln, I'm a full-time postman and a retained firefighter.
My name is Shadia and I'm a student actuary from London.
My name's Adam, I'm a law graduate from Birmingham and I'm 23.
My name is Hilary, I'm 45, I live in Ilford in Essex and I work for the probation service.
I'm Brian, I'm 56 years old, I live in Oxfordshire and I'm a librarian.
I'm Amanda, I'm 38 years old, I'm an after-school maths instructor from Bushey in Hertfordshire.
Now, the rules. In each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your £1,000 target within the time limit. The fastest way is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong and you break the chain and you lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. Remember, at the end of the round, only money that has been banked can be taken forward. In the first round, you get 3 minutes. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Adam. Let's play the weakest link. The first question is for £20. Start the clock. Adam, what nickname has the disease BSE been given?
Mad cow disease.
Correct. Hilary, the doe and hind are names given to the female of which animal?
Deer.
Correct. Brian, in computing, what does the R stand for in the acronym RAM?
Retrieve.
Random. Amanda, name one of the Scottish actors who co-starred in the Pierce Brosnan Bond movie The World Is Not Enough.
Ewan McGregor.
Robert Carlyle or Robbie Coltrane. Cliff, of which rock are the North and South Downs principally composed, chalk or granite?
Chalk.
Correct. David, which pastime involves jumping from bridges or other elevated structures attached to a rubber rope?
Bungee jumping.
Correct. Laura, Jersey Zoo was founded by which author and naturalist?
I don't know.
Gerald Durrell. Paul, in which county is Chequers, the Prime Minister's official country home?
Hertfordshire.
Buckinghamshire. Shadia, sumo is the national sport of which country?
Japan.
Correct. Adam, what currency can be both Danish and Norwegian?
Krona.
Correct. Hilary. Bank. What is the name of the famous French cycle race first established in 1903?
Tour de France.
Correct. Brian, in what style of dance might you perform an arabesque?
Ballet.
Correct. Amanda, in which art gallery is the Mona Lisa exhibited?
Louvre.
Correct. Cliff, what year did the Berlin Wall come down?
1989.
Correct.
Bank.
David,
Bank.
in the legend of King Arthur, name the magician who was Arthur's tutor.
Merlin.
Correct. Laura, which pop band sang the original version of the song Stayin' Alive?
The Bee Gees.
Correct. Paul, in which year was the general strike in Britain?
1933.
1926. Shadia, 19th century surgeon Joseph Lister pioneered the use of which acid as an antiseptic?
Pass.
Carbolic acid. Adam, Which British merchant bank collapsed at the end of February 1995?
Barings.
Correct. Hillary. What name is given to the Thursday before Easter Day?
Maundy Thursday.
Correct.
Bank.
Brian. Which DJ is Zoe Ball married to?
Fuzzy. I can't quite remember his name.
Fat Boy
Fat
Slim.
Boy Slim.
Amanda. Simon Templar is better known as which crime-solving hero?
The Saint.
Correct. Cliff. In farming or science, what does the abbreviation GM stand for?
Farming or science? Pass.
Genetically modified. David. Did Oscar Wilde or George Bernard Shaw write the play An Ideal Husband?
George Bernard Shaw.
I cannot accept your answer because the time is up. The answer was Oscar Wilde. Just £270. So you missed your £1,000 target by a long shot. Who's out of their depth? One of you, quite rightly, is about to leave with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Statistically, Paul is the first round's weakest link, having got both his questions wrong. The first strongest link of the game is Hillary, who answered all her questions correctly. But will the team realise these facts as they cast their votes?
Pens down, voting over. Please reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Brian.
Brian.
David.
Brian.
Brian.
Cliff.
Brian.
Paul.
Cliff.
Shadia. Why Brian?
He got too many answers wrong, and I thought that we had to get rid of him.
You got almost as many answers wrong.
I got 1 wrong out of 2, and he got 1 wrong out of 3, so I got 50% right, and he got 33% right.
It's a pity we didn't have any maths questions, Shadia. David. Why Brian?
I think he was quite slow at answering the questions. He used up a lot of time. I think for this sort of game, you've got to be really fast in with the answers.
Brian, with 5 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
It feels pretty awful to be the first one voted off. It could easily have been Paul. And I thought that Cliff and David were very sanctimonious about it all, really. And no doubt that turn will come, because I don't think they're going to win. I think in the next round, Paul will go. He didn't get any questions right, and I think he's floundering.
Round 2. You've won a not very impressive £270 out of a possible £1,000. 8 of you left. We are now taking 10 seconds off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's you, Hillary. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Hillary, in the do-re-mi music scale, what note follows T?
Do.
Correct. Amanda, in which country was tennis player Greg Rosetsky born?
England.
Canada. Cliff, which natural edible substance has 4 commercial categories: white, golden, amber and dark?
Pass.
Honey. David, which pop star recorded the album Ray of Light in 1998?
Pass.
Madonna. Laura, what was the name of Nelson's flagship at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805?
Don't know.
Victory. Paul, in the Bible, which Old Testament character is thrown into a den of lions?
It's gone. Pass.
Daniel. Shadia, which actress starred as Elliot's sister in the movie E.T.?
Drew Barrymore.
Correct. Adam, is a plant that grows on another plant without taking any nourishment from it an epiphyte or a parasite?
Epiphyte.
Correct. Hillary, which author created Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple?
Agatha Christie.
Correct. Amanda, the Old Man of Coniston is a mountain in which British National Park?
Don't know.
Lake District. Cliff, which royal house did Queen Elizabeth I belong to?
Tudor.
Correct. David, in terms of population, what is the largest city in the USA?
New York.
Correct. Laura, which TV programme is the character Alexis Colby from?
Dynasty.
Correct. Paul. The Dr. Christian Barnard completed the world's first transplant of which organ?
Heart.
Correct.
Bang.
Shadia. What name is given to a star whose gravitational attraction is so great even light cannot escape from it?
Don't know.
Black hole. Adam. How many years are there currently between a Summer Olympics and the subsequent Winter Olympics?
2.
Correct. Hillary. Is Cardiff in North or South Wales?
South.
Correct. Amanda. In the Bible, who delivers the Sermon on the Mount?
Moses.
Jesus. Cliff. Which country did Ivan the Terrible rule?
Russia.
Correct. David. What word is used to describe a fear of open places?
Claustrophobia.
Agoraphobia. Laura. Which female singer had a hit with the song Babushka in 1980?
Kate Bush.
Correct. Paul. What is the name for the 2 annual occasions when day and night are of equal length?
Solstice.
Equinox. Shadia. Norman Schwarzkopf was the general in charge of US forces during which 1991 war?
Gulf War.
Correct. Adam. The spiced cinnamon is obtained from which part of the cinnamon tree?
The root.
The bark. Hillary. In zoology, what F is the term given to a young bird just ready to fly?
Fledgling.
Correct. Amanda. In the children's animation, what is the name of the postman? I'm sorry, time is up. I cannot complete the question. You won £190 this round, when you could, of course, have won another £1,000. Why aren't you winning more money? Someone is about to leave the studio with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the second time, Hillary is the strongest link. She got all her answers right again and banked money for the team. The weakest link is Amanda. She didn't answer a single question correctly. However, let us see what the votes say.
Pens down, voting over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Amanda.
Paul.
Paul.
Amanda.
Amanda.
Cliff.
David.
Paul.
Well, interestingly, we have a tie between Amanda and Paul. Amanda, why Paul?
Bit of tactical there. No, actually, Paul, I think, over the 2 rounds has probably been the weakest link.
Right. How about yourself? You don't think you were the weak...
I was, but I wasn't going to vote for me.
No. You didn't get any questions right, did you?
I didn't, did I?
No.
Should be ashamed of myself.
Paul, why Amanda?
I think, as everybody's voted, it was a choice between perhaps myself and Amanda. I
Right.
thought she was probably slightly worse than me.
Well, when the vote is tied, the strongest link from the last round has the deciding vote. So, Hillary, would you rather get rid of Amanda or Paul?
Paul.
Why?
I think over the last 2 rounds, he's proved that he's not as strong a contender as we need to take us further on.
Paul, the strongest link, has decided you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
It's very disappointing to be voted off. You come down, you're hoping to try and win a lot of money, and £10,000 is a serious lot of money, and it's very disappointing when you realise that chance is gone, and it has now. I think Amanda will go in the next round. I think we both underachieved, didn't do ourselves any justice, and she was in a tie with me. I think that'll probably go against her in the next round.
Right, team, round 3. You've won £460 so far. You could have won 2,000. You are down to 7 players. We're taking another 10 seconds off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Hillary. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Hillary. Which British prince served in the Falklands War?
Prince Andrew.
Correct. Amanda. In what country was Albert Einstein born?
Germany.
Correct. Cliff. Playwright Arthur Miller and sportsman Joe DiMaggio were both husbands of which actress?
Marilyn Monroe.
Correct. David. Who is the current Foreign Secretary?
Foreign Secretary, pass.
Robin Cook. Laura. Eva Perón was from which South American country?
Argentina.
Correct. Shadia. Which classical composer wrote The Planets?
Holst.
Correct. Adam, if you were at Waverley train station, what city would you be in?
Edinburgh.
Correct. Hilary, who wrote the poem Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night?
Burns.
Dylan Thomas. Amanda, how many sides does a sugar cube have?
8.
6. Cliff, in British custom, the first day of April is otherwise known as...
April's Fool's Day.
Correct. David, what is the nationality of the Olympic gold medal winning swimmer Mark Spitz?
American.
Correct. Laura, which river runs through Paris?
The Seine.
Correct. Shadia, which Scottish poet is celebrated on the 25th of January each year?
Burns.
Correct. Adam, name one of the 3 fire signs of the zodiac.
Scorpio.
No. Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. Hilary, the Statue of Liberty commemorated the friendship between the peoples of the United States and which other country?
France.
Correct. Amanda, is the olive a fruit or a vegetable?
It's a fruit.
Correct. Cliff, in literature, who or what was made by the carpenter Geppetto?
Pinocchio.
Correct. David, which rock group was formed in 1964 by Syd Barrett, Roger Waters, Rick Wright and Nick Mason?
Pink Floyd.
Correct. Laura, the Khyber Pass connects Afghanistan and which other country?
Pakistan.
Correct. Shadia, in football, which Arsenal manager was sacked in 1995?
Ruud Gullit.
George Graham. Adam, was Van Gogh a Renaissance or a post-impressionist artist?
Post-impressionist.
Correct. Hilary, in medical terminology, what does an ENT consultant specialise in?
Ear, nose and throat.
Correct. Amanda,
Bank.
which great train robber escaped from prison in 1965 and fled to Brazil?
Ronald Biggs.
Correct.
Bank.
Cliff, which planet has... Time is up. I cannot complete the question. You managed to bank £350 in that round. Who is hindering your progress? One of you thoroughly deserves to leave with nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Cliff is the strongest link this round, having answered all his questions correctly. Adam is the weakest link. He got just 1 question right and didn't bank any money at all. But will the team have noted these statistics?
Okay, pens down, voting over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Amanda.
Adam.
Cliff.
David.
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 Adam.
Hilary, why David?
He only got the 1 question wrong, but I think overall, and looking again to the next round, perhaps he hasn't got the staying power that we need.
Right. Adam, we all could have walked to Edinburgh by the time you came up with the answer to where Waverley Station was.
Yeah, we got it right there, didn't
Why David?
I? I think it was the Foreign Secretary that did it.
David, who probably now knows who the Foreign Secretary is.
He's Scottish as well, so I should have known that, you know.
3 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I can't believe I got the question wrong about the Foreign Secretary. My mind just went blank because it was Robin Cook and he's Scottish, so I should have got that one. And also it was the one about Madonna's album, The Ray of Light, which it just went out of my head there. So I was kicking myself for getting these 2 questions wrong. But that's life, isn't it? I think the person that should go in the next round is Adam, because I feel he's very slow at answering the questions and he's wasting valuable time for the rest of the team.
Round 4, you've won £810 so far. That's out of potential prize money of £3,000. There are 6 of you left. We are taking another 10 seconds off the clock. You now have just 2.5 minutes. We will start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Cliff. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Cliff, which of Shakespeare's plays is set in both Venice and Cyprus?
Pass.
Othello, Laura, how many wheels does a unicycle have?
1.
Correct. Shadia, through which city was Lady Godiva reputed to have ridden naked?
Bath.
Coventry. Adam, in nature, what do pomologists cultivate?
Potatoes.
Apples. Hilary, in which film does Robert De Niro play the loner Travis Bickle?
Pass.
Taxi driver. Amanda, how many towers make up the New York World Trade Center?
How many?
Towers.
Towers. 3.
2. Cliff, Edward Heath was leader of which political party?
Conservatives.
Correct. Laura, who wrote On the Origin of Species?
Darwin.
Correct.
Bang.
Charles Darwin. Shadia, what is the wine sake made from?
Rice.
Correct. Adam, which European football team lost the 1994 World Cup final on a penalty shootout?
Italy.
Italy, correct. Hilary,
Bank.
the chemical formula C3H8 represents which gas used as a fuel?
Carbon.
Propane. Amanda, what is the name given to the day that Americans celebrate on the 4th Thursday in November?
Sorry, pass.
Thanksgiving Day. Cliff, which character was married to Margot in the TV sitcom The Good Life?
Pass.
Jerry Ledbetter. Laura, which Japanese city was the second to be destroyed by an atomic bomb during the World War II?
Hiroshima.
Nagasaki. Shadia, how many days were there in February this year?
29.
Correct. Adam, in which century did the dodo become extinct?
The 19th.
The 17th century. Hilary, in children's literature, what is the name of Winnie the Pooh's tiger friend?
Eeyore.
Tigger. Amanda, which hormone regulates the level of sugar in the blood?
Insulin.
Correct. Cliff, Miles Davis was a legendary jazz virtuoso on what musical instrument?
Saxophone.
Trumpet. Laura, what is the minimum number of sides that a polygon can have?
3.
Correct. We are out of time. £120 that round, team. Who's left their brains and their memory at home? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the first time, Hilary is the weakest link. She got all her questions wrong. Laura is the new strongest link. But just how aware of these statistics are the other players?
Pens down, voting over. Please tell us who you think is the weakest link.
Adam.
Amanda.
Cliff.
Cliff.
Adam.
Adam.
Amanda. Why Adam?
I don't think Adam's got a team attitude, doesn't want to bank. I think we need a team here.
Think he's a bit slow?
Well, he comes up with the right answer after a long time, but takes a bit too long and I think needs to bank a bit more.
Hilary. Why Adam?
He's not a team player. He's just out for himself.
You were a team player. You got 3 wrong out of 3 in that round.
That's true. I can't deny that that was a bad round for me.
And Adam, who wasn't going to be rushed by anyone, with 3 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
As I saw my name being turned over for the 3rd time when I knew I was going, I wasn't really surprised because the 2 ladies on my left didn't like the way that I thought the game should be played. But then again, they're not going to go in with very much money. I think Cliff should be here instead of me because he's a 50-year-old company director and he doesn't know what genetically modified food is.
Round 5. Your total so far is £930. If you'd hit your targets, of course, it would be £4,000. There are 5 of you left. Another 10 seconds is coming off the time. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Laura. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Laura, which lightwood takes its name from the Spanish word for raft?
Balsa.
Correct. Shadia, Which C is the Latin word meaning field and is often used to describe the area around a university?
Campus.
Correct. Hillary. The SI unit of force is named after which English scientist and mathematician?
Pass.
Sir Isaac Newton. Amanda. Which musical features the song I'm Gonna Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair?
West Side Story.
South Pacific. Cliff. Chris Boardman is a leading British figure in which sport?
Cycling.
Correct. Laura. On which planet did the American Viking space probes land in 1976?
Mars.
Correct. Shadia. Which star of 1940s Hollywood movies was elected 40th President of the United States?
Ronald Reagan.
Correct. Hillary. Which gas is also known as marsh gas?
Methane.
Correct. Amanda.
Blank.
The kimono is a traditional robe of which country?
Japan.
Correct. Cliff. In the radio serial The Archers, what is the name of the river which runs through Ambridge?
Pass.
The Am. Laura. Who wrote the novel The Day of the Jackal?
Pass.
Frederick Forsyth. Shadia. How many legs does the Eiffel Tower have?
4.
Correct. Hillary.
Blank.
The Aztecs are one of the ancient civilizations of which country?
Peru.
Mexico. Amanda. Which peninsula lies between the estuaries of the rivers Dee and Mersey?
Don't know.
The Wirral. Cliff. Hades was the Greek god of what?
War.
The underworld. Laura. Tony Mortimer and Brian Harvey were members of which pop group?
E17.
Correct. Shadia. Who is the patron saint of Wales?
St David.
Correct. Hillary.
Bye.
Communist leader Fidel Castro rules which country?
Cuba.
Correct. Amanda. What was the name of Dudley Moore's comedy partner in the 1960s and 1970s?
Peter Cook.
Correct. Cliff.
Bank.
Which country is Helsinki in?
Finland.
Correct. Time's up. Well, on that round, you won £220. Who is too slow to stay? One of you is about to leave with nothing. It is time to vote off the weakest link.
Statistically, Shadia is the strongest link this round, having answered all her questions correctly, although Hillary banked the most money for the team. Amanda is the weakest link once again. But will the votes match the statistics?
Pens down, voting over. It's time to show us who you think is the weakest link.
Hillary.
Hillary.
Laura.
Cliff.
Cliff.
Interesting. We have a tie. Cliff, you don't read much Shakespeare, do you?
What is the point of reading Shakespeare?
Why Hillary?
Second round, second time in a row. That's the second round that she has actually not done very well on her scores.
Hillary? Why Cliff?
Well, perhaps it's just a sort of a gut feeling, but the ladies need to stick together on this one. I think we've got more of a mind to work together.
Shadia, you're the strongest link. Who'd you like to get rid of, Hillary or Cliff?
I think it's going to have to be Cliff.
Cliff. Shadia wants rid of you. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I think I should have still been kept on the team because I was a team player. I was trying to bank the money as quickly as I could, and if I did not know the answer or if it would take time, I immediately said pass to give the team more chance of earning more money. The person who should go in the next round, I think, will be Hillary. I don't think she banks soon enough, and I think she also takes time with the questions. She should say pass immediately.
Round 6, you've won £1,150 so far. You could have won £5,000. You've got rid of the men. There are 4 of you left. We are cutting another 10 seconds from your time. We start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Shadia. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Shadia, in a game of chess, what are castles otherwise known as?
Rooks.
Correct. Hillary, during which World War was penicillin first used?
First World War.
Second World War. Amanda, what is the name of Prince Charles's Gloucestershire home?
Highgrove.
Correct. Laura, which sportsman was the subject of Johnny Wakelin's 1975 hit single Black Superman?
Daley Thompson.
Muhammad Ali. Shadia, in Chinese velocity, what is the complementary force to yin?
Yang.
Correct. Hillary, in which year was Tony Blair elected leader of the Labour Party?
92.
1994. Amanda, Charlotte Bronte's novel Villette is set in which European capital?
Paris.
Brussels. Laura, what tea is the art of shaping hedges?
Topiary.
Correct. Shadia, what is the currency of Holland?
Krona. No.
Gilda. Hillary, how many parts does a painting known as a diptych have?
2.
Correct. Amanda, what is the largest sea in the world?
The Atlantic Ocean.
South China Sea. Laura, which compound of sodium is sometimes added to drinking water to reduce tooth decay?
Fluoride.
Correct. Shadia, who wrote the TV series The Singing Detective?
Pass.
Dennis Potter. Hillary, Brazil gained its independence from which country in 1822?
Portugal.
Correct. Amanda, what is measured in hertz?
Sound.
Frequency. Laura, a cabbage white is a type of what insect?
Butterfly.
Correct. Shadia, who climbed his way up to the visitors' enclosure after winning the 1987 men's singles at Wimbledon?
Pat Cash.
Correct. Hillary, which rock group had a hit in 1998 with I Don't Want to Miss a Thing from the film Armageddon?
Pass.
Aerosmith. Amanda, what is the capital of the USA?
Washington, D.C.
I'm sorry, we are out of time. I cannot accept your answer. You banked £110. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
With the least wrong answers, Laura is the strongest link, with Shadia coming a close second. Amanda is still struggling as the weakest link. But so late in the game, will these statistics be reflected in the votes?
Pens down, voting over. Tell us who you think is the weakest link.
Amanda.
Hillary.
Laura.
Laura. Sorry.
Hillary. Why Laura?
I'm just looking at the past performance over all the rounds, I guess, and I just think that we're stronger contenders than Laura.
Right. Amanda. Why Laura?
Because she's younger and prettier, and that's it.
Did you know Laura was the strongest link?
I didn't know she was the strongest link, no.
Well, Laura, it doesn't necessarily matter how well you've done. It's the votes that count. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I think the person who should be here is Amanda. I voted for her, and she was the weakest link, so I wasn't really getting anything from her to bank, so I think she should be here instead of me. Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed going home with nothing. I think I was a good player for the team as well as myself, and I think they'll do badly without me.
Round 7. You have £1,260 out of a possible £6,000. 3 of you are left. Another 10 seconds is coming off the clock. You voted off the strongest link, so this time we start with the second strongest link from the last round. That's Shadia. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Shadia, in the novel Moby Dick, who is the captain of the Pequod?
Pass.
Captain Ahab. Hillary, in sport, what race is held on the first Saturday in May at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky?
The Derby.
The Kentucky Derby, correct. Amanda, who was the first person to swim the English Channel in 1875?
Blériot.
Matthew Webb. Shadia, in geological terms, what is the layer of rock that covers the Earth known as?
Pass.
The crust, Hillary. Which Italian city is famous for its shroud believed to show the face of Christ?
Turin.
Correct, Amanda.
Bank.
Who was actress Isabella Rossellini's famous mother?
Sophie Loren.
Ingrid Bergman. Shadia. The Guggenheim Museum in Spain is in which city?
Madrid.
Bilbao. Hillary. In cookery, what is sodium bicarbonate better known as?
Salt.
Baking soda. Amanda. Phoenix and Tucson are cities in which US state?
Arizona.
Correct, Shadia.
Bank.
Which composer died in 1750 having produced 1,200 musical works and 20 children?
Beethoven.
J.S. Bach. Hillary. In the Bible, which apostle was the brother of Peter?
Paul.
Andrew. Amanda. The dish sauerkraut is made mainly from which vegetable?
Cabbage.
Correct, Shadia. The royal house of Valois ruled which European country from 1328 until 1589?
France.
Correct, Hillary.
Bank.
Which Nazi leaders secretly flew to Scotland in 1941 to urge the British to accept peace with Germany?
Pass.
Rudolf Hess. Amanda. How many toes does an ostrich have on each foot?
3.
Time's up. The correct answer was 2. Well, you managed to bank only £80 in that round, but you get the chance to treble what you bank in the next round. That means there's £3,000 to be won. The question is, who is most likely to let you down? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the third time, Hillary stands out statistically as the strongest link, whilst Shadia has dropped behind to become this round's weakest link with 4 wrong answers. But it's a close thing, and it's the votes that count.
Pens down, voting over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Amanda.
Shadia.
Shadia.
Well, team, you've only got 5 out of 15 questions. Right. Hillary, why Shadia?
Greater all-round knowledge from myself and Amanda.
Amanda, why Shadia?
I couldn't really choose between the two, and I think on that last round, Shadia fared worse than Hillary.
With 2 votes, you have been voted the weakest link. Shadia, goodbye.
I think I should have been in the final because over the whole game I played quite well. As far as I remember, I was the strongest link once or twice. I was the second strongest link in the last game, so I think perhaps I should have been there. But unfortunately I'm not, and Amanda and Hillary are, so I wish them all the best. The person I think will win this whole game is probably Hillary, because she has a much rounder general knowledge than Amanda, so I think Hillary's going to win the game outright.
Round 8. You've won £1,340 so far. You could, of course, by now have won £7,000. Hillary and Amanda, there's 2 of you left. The time you have, 90 seconds. But whatever you win in this round will be trebled and added to your total to make up your final prize money. £3,000 is at stake in this round. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Hillary. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Hillary, what is the pseudonym of British spy writer David John Moore Cornwall?
Pass.
John le Carré. Amanda, who became Soviet leader immediately after Khrushchev?
Brezhnev.
Correct. Hillary, in which pack of cards would you find the hangman and the tower?
Tarot.
Correct. Amanda,
Bank.
what nationality is the golfer Jack Nicklaus?
American.
Correct. Hillary, the adjective cardiac refers to which part of the body?
Heart.
Correct. Amanda,
Bank.
if you bought petrol in France sans plomb, what would it not contain?
Lead.
Correct. Hillary, Which train-spotting star was a trumpet player in the film Brassed Off?
Pass.
Ewan McGregor. Amanda, which European capital was originally built on 7 hills?
Don't know.
Rome. Hillary, what type of clothing is a fedora?
A hat.
Correct. Amanda, what spirit is used to make a screwdriver cocktail?
Whiskey.
Vodka. Hillary, what does a Union Jack flying over Buckingham Palace signal?
That the Queen is in residence.
That the Queen is not in residence. Amanda, which London Underground line runs between Upminster Station and Wimbledon Station?
The Northern.
District. Hillary, what is the name of Princess Anne's Gloucestershire home?
Highgrove.
Gatcombe Park. Amanda, in religion, which of the apostles... I'm sorry, the time is up. I cannot complete that question. Now, between you in that round, you hardly excelled. You won £120. Never mind, we'll treble that and add it to the winnings from the previous rounds. That means prize money today of £1,700. But only one of you can take that money away. You will now play against each other head to head. I will ask alternate questions. It's the best of 5. Whoever answers the most correctly wins. If there's a tie after 5, we'll go for sudden death until we have a winner. So, Amanda and Hillary for £1,700. Let's play the weakest link. Amanda, as the strongest link in the last round, you have the choice of who goes first.
I'd like to go first, please.
Amanda, what wins over stone in the paper, scissors and stone game?
Stone.
Paper. Hillary, if Apollo 11 was the first manned mission to the moon, what was the most recent?
Apollo 14.
Apollo 17. Amanda, which Premiership football team plays its home games at Filbert Street?
Leicester City.
Correct. Hillary, what disease is named after an outbreak of pneumonia which occurred at a convention of the American Legion?
Legionnaire's disease.
Correct. Amanda, in the Superman stories, what was the name of the newspaper Clark Kent worked for?
The New York Times.
The Daily Planet. Hillary, in which country is the seat of the United Nations International Court of Justice?
The Netherlands.
Correct. Amanda, what is singer Gordon Sumner otherwise known as?
Sting.
Correct. Hillary, in the Bible, how many pieces of silver was Judas given to betray Jesus?
30.
Correct. Amanda, you need to get this question right, or Hillary wins £1,700. Amanda, which Queen's husbands were Francis II of France, Lord Darnley, and the Earl of Bothwell?
Queen Anne.
Mary, Queen of Scots. That means, Hillary, you are today's strongest link, and you go away with £1,700. Amanda, you leave with nothing. Join us again for the weakest link. Goodbye.
The question I can't believe I got wrong was the scissors, paper, stone. I think my kids are going to kill me. I should have taken the time to work it out.
I'm really excited. I never thought I'd get to the final. I'm just absolutely, lost for words, I think. It hasn't sunk in yet.
If I won the money, I probably would have spent it replacing the garage door in the front of my car that I managed to hit yesterday.